So Tyler Perry, he's been known to write everything that he comes out with. No one writes for him but him. And when people found that out, some people had some criticism about that. They said that he shouldn't be writing everything. He should be passing this to a team of writers. Okay. So Tyler Perry had done an interview in Variety magazine, and he was addressing that because a lot of people was criticizing him for that. Now, he says that he's worn thin and it impacts the quality of his projects. That's what people say when he writes everything. In other words, he's not coming up with nothing new. It's the same old, other people are saying about him. Now, he said that when he tried to switch it up and he basically doing things for what critics say he did for Colored Girls, he said that didn't do good at all. He completely changed everything, especially for the critics. But he said, so he writes, he says, for a particular audience. And he says, if you are complaining, then obviously you're not part of that audience. Now, what I will say this, Tyler Perry has become a billionaire now off of his writing, right? And anything that you do, somebody gonna complain about it. I mean, look at me and my situation. People complain about the way I do my YouTube videos. People have complained about how I've done my podcast. They've complained about anything I've ever done, right? Complain how I wrote my first book or anything. At the end of the day, as long as you seek success in what you're doing, it don't matter about what critics say. Now, Tyler Perry says he would understand if what the critics were saying and then the ratings were down. He says nothing is wrong with his ratings. His ratings stay up. So why would he change it up? It's the truth. If something's not broke, you don't fix it. Because the moment you go switch a certain, like the core thing that you're doing, just because what people are saying, that's going to mess it up. Now, there's sometimes you do listen to people. Like, there are people that have been critical to me, but actually gave me some good ideas in criticism. Some criticism can be constructive, right? And there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism. But when people just run off with the mouth, oh, you don't do this, you don't do, like I said, listen, if your core is working right, like anything I'm doing, if I see something's not right, I'm like, man, I need to sit back here and find out what's going on, why it's not working. Or sometimes I take a leap of faith or something, right? And then say, I'm going to try this. And I'm willing to try it for a year. Anything I'm willing to do is always going to be for a year. If I look back in a year and it is not better, then I say, you know what? Okay, it didn't work. And it is what it is, right? Because you got to give things time. But Tyler Perry is saying that, look, he said when he was a kid, he grew up with a man that criticized him every day of his life. He said when he was 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, he said he had to endure that. He said, talking about the man he grew up with, he said, what kind of man would I be to be hurt and bothered by some criticism? Basically, because he grew up with that. He said, I never see a lot of it, but if it does get to me, I look for the truth in it. He said, there's a lot of it that's just vitriolic. He said that. And that's just, I'm going to hate him because he's Tyler Perry. He said, I get that. But when the truth is in the criticism, it's like, why did he do this? That and the third. He said, then I go, let me think about that, right? So it says it's constructive criticism. Now, people, it's talking about the wig choices in the Netflix movie A Fall from Grace. Now, I didn't even pay attention to all that people was talking about until like later. Everybody was just pointing out this, that, and the third. Say, oh, see, this was wrong, that was wrong. I didn't even see any of that. So I guess if you're a person that's looking for certain things, you're going to find it. If you're looking for mistakes in movies, if you're looking for actors that messed up a line, yeah, you'll find it. That's what you're looking for. For me, I'm not looking for any of that unless the movie or the show is just bad. I thought the show was okay. But whether it's Tyler Perry, whether it's myself, or even you, if you got something going on, somebody going to criticize it. Somebody going to hate on it, right? And I always tell people, dogs only bark at a moving car. All right. So as long as people are barking at you, then you're moving. That's a good position to be in. You know, like Tyler Perry, you know, he doing his thing. So, you know, I mean, somebody always going to hate on people like Tyler Perry or whoever else they're going to hate on. That's just life. Like I tell people, you ain't got no haters. You ain't got nothing going on at all. But let me know what you think about the situation with Tyler Perry. You know, everybody's saying that he shouldn't be doing all his writing, but you know, if the ratings are still there and he got his core audience and he got $1 billion, I don't see him changing no time soon.